8 naval officers have been detained by Qatar, and in a very confidential, secretive court proceeding, they've been given death penalty. The families of these 8 naval officers and the government doesn't know what are the actual charges. It is all very hush hush and kept very wrapped up. So, I want to speak to Qatar directly. And if you're watching this vlog, you should show it to Qatar. See, when you came to India asking for help to build your navy, Qatari navy, and that India, given the close bond and the warm relations that it shares with Qatar, zeroed on decorated naval officers and sent them through or recommended them through. Let me tell you something, Qatar. These naval officers did not need a job. They had retired very well off, and they did not need a job to make their ends meet or have a certain lifestyle. Some of them have been at the helm of running the warships, and they have come to train your navy with lot of whatever is needed, intelligence, knowledge, whatever you call it. Somewhere last year they were, since August 2022, they were taken into custody over espionage fear or you know charges, and they were tortured. I don't want to get too angry here with Qatar, but I want to tell something to Qatar. You should know who you are dealing with. These are not terrorists. These are not your some casual thieves who you have caught. These are decorated officers. You understand the meaning of decorated? People who have done great work and service to their nation. You can't torture them. This much brains Qatari intelligence should have. How dare you torture them? But there is a problem with Muslim nations. They think answer to everything is extreme brutality, extreme punishment. You cannot touch these officers. Just because they are retired naval officers doesn't mean they become civilians. They bring that grandeur, that intelligence, greatness to the job they are doing. Way back in 1999 was the Kargil War. At some point, Pakistan got hold of one prisoner of war, Saurabh Kalia. The protocol is you can't mistreat them. You can keep them in custody, and when the war is over, you hand them back to the country. What do? Despite the protocol, Pakistan put cigarette butts all over the body of Saurabh Kalia. He was an army officer captured during the war. They gouged his eyes out. And they put him, when he's still breathing, in front of a jeep, and they paraded him in the village or the streets. And then they shot him. Is this how you treat a prisoner of war? This is Pakistan, a Muslim nation losing their mind, lost their mind. I don't know if any international court has come to be of any help yet. Can any country do this? What is the point of having rules and regulations, world order on certain things, if you are going to misbehave like this? What is the point of praying when your moral conduct is so low? You cannot mistreat a prisoner of war, and Pakistan tortured and did all of this to Saurabh Kalia, who was a prisoner of war. How did you torture these naval officers? You know what cadre they are at? Who you are dealing with? These are not your common thief or your Islamic jihadists who are you used to beating up and torturing. These are very credible, honorable men. How can anybody torture them? What happened to speaking? What happened to interviewing, talking, asking? You don't believe in that? After Saurabh Kalia, many years later, another prisoner of war or Indian soldier was taken captive in Pakistan. The amount of fear I felt is at another level because of how much torture I heard about Saurabh Kalia. Pakistani actress Veena Malik, long back, many years back, had come to India looking for work, and she got oodles of work here, work there, and then she also found a very decent work in Big Boss where she made a lot of credible money. She comes to India, earns her bread and butter, makes a lot of money, and goes to Pakistan. Pakistan has tortured POW, prisoner of war, Saurabh Kalia. When Abhinandan, the Indian, another of Indian defense personnel, gets taken over or gets, taken captive, Veena Malik, having enjoyed the Indian hospitality, earnings from India, on some social handle or something, she says, "Watch how we will welcome you." She's a fucking haram khor. You know what is a haram khor? You bite the hand that fed you. You're thankless to the people who helped you. This is a Pakistani actress. Pakistan army did complete violation of the international protocol of how a prisoner of war should be treated. And one haramkhor bhozar chodi called Veena Malik has this to say: "Watch how we will welcome you." Abhinandan was released without torture. But that doesn't make Pakistan right in having tortured Saurabh Kalia. They should pay the price for it. You will not be forgiven. Qatar came asking for help to train their navy. India, keeping the most warm relations in mind and the friendly ties with Qatar, sent their decorated officers to Qatar or recommended them to go. They didn't have to go People want to enjoy their retired lives, but they went. Will you torture them? Somebody will say they were doing espionage. Where are the charges? What is so secretive about it? How can you announce the death penalty and not let them fight the case? Are you scared that they may actually come out innocent? What is the hurry? Are you trying to please the other Muslim worlds and nations? That India may have stood in or taken sides with Israel, but not us. We have warm ties with India. We are with the Muslim nations and we can prove you loyalty by hush hush, very quick, announcing a death penalty to these naval officers. Somebody will say they are already saying it has no such connection, they're not doing any such thing. What is the hurry? What is so secretive about it? Let it be in the open. Let everybody see what they did. I would tell Qatar, send these men back to India. And if you have some charges, bring them out in the open. You know, when this report came out, somebody wrote in the comment section, Indians clean toilets in Qatar. Good these men got caught. I want to tell that Chutia, you have no idea who you're talking about. And good part of the Muslim world should clean toilets just to keep their mind alright. Why are your people not cleaning toilets? I want to ask this to Qatar. Because that man or the person mentioned it in the comments that Indian clean toilets in Qatar. What happened to your population? What are you doing? So, I've mentioned my spiritual titles. I'm very, very big spiritually. And this news breaks my heart. And I don't want Qatar to, in their pursuit to please the Muslim nations, just announce and, do death penalty to some very honorable and decorated people. World politics is not devoid of what is of people taking their stand. Let them not be the scapegoats of India announcing its stand about Israel and being against terrorism. Send these naval officers back. This is my request to Qatar. And you should not have tortured them.